What up, YouTube world? Coming at you. I see it's past due, April the 29th. That's alright. I'll make one anyway there, Mickey. That, I want to get in on this. Figured at 8:30 in the morning, draft day, that, I'll get, at least throw my picks out there. Had a mock draft deal. You wanted the first 10 picks just because it's a little shorter and nobody wants to listen to Stoddy Boy for like 40 minutes talk about the Browns when they could draft Winston, Amari Cooper, Kevin White, Devontae Parker, Melvin Gordon, Shref Flowers, Lincoln Tomlinson, Marcus Peters, and Trey Waynes, and they'd still fuck it up. So you want just the first 10 picks and then your team, if you want to throw in your team, if they weren't in that first 10 picks. So I'm going to go try to get a short video. Number one, as much as I hate it, and I wish they'd trade down, because I just believe this guy is going to fucking bust and flame out of the NFL. Tampa will take Jameis Winston. I don't believe he will do shit. I believe he will be Jamarcus Russell minus an eating disorder. I just don't think he's going to do much. And Tampa is not a quarterback away from greatness. They are several pieces away from greatness. That's why I hope they draft or trade with somebody like Cleveland, who's just desperate to get up there to get Mariota or Winston. If they could get a couple first rounders this year, a first next, a first the third year, second, third round picks, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. But as you saw last year, Tampa and all their free agent signings basically are absolutely trash. That I'm trying to think. McCown, everybody got put it on McCown as the problem. Which, did he have a good year? No, not a chance. But at the same time, to put all your blame on the quarterback, and that O-line was a fucking sieve. Doug Eade couldn't do anything. Charles Sims couldn't do anything. Bobby Rainey couldn't do anything. You're basically throwing jump balls to Vinny Jack and Ivans the whole year, so I'd rather have them trade down, but I just don't think they're going to do it. I think they're so enamored with Winston that they're going to take Winston and have a post-draft party at Joe's Crab Shack or Red Lobster, one of the two, whatever's closer to the team headquarters. Tennessee at 2, I believe, will trade. And they're in the same boat as Tampa. They just have too many needs. They got good players. They don't have great players. They need, and plus they got a lot of question marks. Michael Rue's retired. I think their left tackle, who's been a Pro Bowl style player for the last 8-9 years, that I think they're going to trade out to Cleveland. Cleveland will take Mariota. I hope they do, because I want to see Stoddy's reaction. I hope somebody fucking has a camera on Stoddy when they announce the trade. And then the pick, because I really want to see his reaction. It does nothing for Cleveland. I mean, they need tons of players because they didn't re-sign anyone. As he's mentioned, Stoddy said Screen. They let Buster Screen go for minimal money. They should have re-signed him. He was easily their best secondary guy last year. And they've got money to re-sign these players too. This isn't like, oh my god, they're fucking strapped for cash. They've got a ton, and they're not signing anyone except people coming off like a flag football tournament. And that's why you're picking in the top 5 seemingly every year. Um, at 3, Jacksonville. Everybody's got them taking defensive players. I think they're taking another receiver. Sure, they got my boy Cecil Shorts. Sure, they got Allen Robinson. Sure, they got Marquise Lee. You don't have a number 1. You've got a lot of number 2s and 3s. I'm seeing them taking Amari Cooper. And if they don't take Cooper, I believe they'll trade back as well. Try to get one of those offensive linemen to protect Bortles, but they need weapons for Bortles too. So, and it's too high to take a tight end, but I see maybe second round Max Williams from Minnesota. So I see them taking Cooper just because he's going to be a stud. He's got all the intangibles. He's got all the pedigree in the last 3-4 years. He's been on fire for Alabama, and I see him being a huge piece to Jacksonville and solidifying them. If they trade back, I'd see, like I said, an offensive lineman and maybe a running back, a Melvin Gordon, a Todd Gurley, if they can get back in the middle of the first round. And just because Toby Gerhardt is not the answer at all. Storm Johnson, sorry P. Daz, but I don't know how much he'll do, even if he gets a shot. I just don't see him doing much. But again, the offensive line needs help, so especially center. I know last year their center was god awful. Couldn't shotgun snap or anything. 4, Leonard Williams, Oakland. Keeping him in the city. I see that happening. I see him dropping and everybody oohing and ahhing, and I'm sure Kuiper will fucking pitch a fit, and McShay and Mayock and Casserly, and everybody will be, this can't be. This makes no sense. Well, guess what? It's the NFL. It doesn't make sense. Elon, your Washington Redskins. We take a Dante Fowler because your boy just left for Tennessee, Mr. Arakpo. They just need to get younger everywhere. I mean, it's time for them to stop taking and signing the 2004, 2005, 2006 draft players to 3-4 year contracts. They're at the end of their run. So Dante Fowler, I see him because I'm not enamored with him. I just don't think Florida players, they really don't pan out. I'm trying to think of examples to justify my statement, but Brandon Graham, where'd he go? Philly? Spikes, there's I want to say, I don't know if Tequio went there. He was good, but Brandon Spikes, was another Spikes that went there, and he hasn't done much. Because I know one of them got drafted by Philly, one got drafted by New England High, first, second round, and they really haven't done a ton. Offensively, I mean, other than Danny Werfel, last couple Florida players on offense that I can actually think that did a lot was Fred Taylor and Eric Arrett go on there? I don't know. I can't remember. It's 8:30 in the a.m. 6. Everybody's taking somebody else defensive wise for Jets. They need offense. Their offense is bleh. You want somebody to succeed? You want Geno to succeed at all? Give him weapons. I'd say line. Use a little injection there, but I'm going to say Kevin White. Again, somewhat close to where he played college, West Virginia. So I can see that. They need a big receiver. They got Decker there. And I know they got more, and I'm drawing a blank. Because I have nothing in front of me. I just watched Stoddy's video, wrote down the draft order, and then went off of what I thought previously what was going to happen. 7, Chicago. This can go so many different ways. Obviously, you need somebody to replace Brandon Marshall. I know they've got Marcus Wilson from Washington State. I'm huge on him. Got him, I think, a couple years ago in the draft. 6th, 7th round. Had some issues. Or maybe he was undrafted even. But he had some issues up there. Got kicked off the team. He's a big receiver. That he could. Remember that name? Marquess Wilson. He could fill that Marshall spot. They're trying to trade Martellus Bennett. Well, I just don't understand any of what they're doing in Chicago. They're becoming the new Cleveland. They signed Jay Cutler to the huge contract. Makes no sense. Get rid of Marshall. Don't even put like a 1-2 year contract out there for Peanut Tillman. He goes to Carolina. So what do you got in the secondary? Nothing. You were garbage last year. You need Trey Waynes, Big Ten, used to playing in the cold. Make everybody happy. Might not be the sexiest pick, but that's something they actually need. Number 8, another one that has been shooting up the draft boards. Not the exact peak of the peak physical condition, or what you look at and say, wow, that guy. Oh, man, does he fit that bill? But Atlanta's rush defense was worse than a sieve. I mean, that's like a dam opening. So, I see him taking Danny Shelton. Just a fire hydrant in the middle of that D line with Rashid Hagman. Put them there and call it good for the next 6-8 years. And number 9, even though Justin Pugh is coming into his own, playing at a Pro Bowl, dare I say Hall of Fame level, I still think the Giants need tons of offensive line help. They still, God, that defense is awful. I think they take Brandon Sheriff, plug him in wherever and just say go for it. From Iowa. St. Louis, same situation. They got defense is stout. If Waynes is there, they will take Waynes because I think Cortland Finnegan retired. They need somebody in the line because they cut Jake Long. So I'm taking Eric Flowers from Miami. I don't think he'll go to Minnesota. I think they want to get more weapons around Bridgewater. So I see them taking Mr. Devontae Park. And I really hope they do. Because they lack a number 1. Sure, they've got... they traded for Mike Wallace, but they need a number 1, and I think Parker will be the money. The connection with Teddy. He's a second-year guy, but I gotta imagine management they haven't come to him and said, "Hey Teddy, what do you think we need to take in the draft?" I'm guessing they said, "Hey, if Devontae's there, what would and maybe that's the best player. That's the guy we think the most of. How happy would you be if we took him?" And I'm sure they'd be very happy. I mean, old college class or teammate and a position that they need. So I can see that happening. It fills a need. It fills the connection. You get the connection there, obviously. From Louisville, but I see it happening. I hope it happens. Hope nobody trades up and fucking screws over the Vikings, because they do a good enough job doing that themselves. And I'm going to do 3 more picks. Cleveland's 2 first-rounders that I have them trading to Tennessee, and then San Diego at 17. At 12, I see Cleveland taking Bud Dupree and trading him to Tennessee, because, again, if Tennessee can't get Williams and they have to trade back, they still get a very good rusher. Another integral piece to that defense that they're really starting to put some talent into. Plus, he's semi-close to home, going to Kentucky. And going up to Nashville or where the hell Tennessee plays at. San Diego, as much as I hate them drafting this, since they have so many needs, Melvin Gordon. When your backs are, God, I can't remember that back that came on halfway in the year last year. They don't have Ryan Matthews. What the hell was his name? Drawing a blank. But they have him, and I think they have one other, and they got Woodbanger, Danny Woodhead. So they need somebody else. Preferably, they need a big back. A J.I. from Boise State, maybe later on, the third. I can see them taking him as well, pairing him with Gordon, so they get a little bigger bruising back. But Gordon would be that nice all-around back, and a J.I. with the short yardage of just to punish defenses in the fourth when you have the lead. And then 19 going to Tennessee in that trade for Cleveland trading up to get Marcus Mariota. Jalen Strong, receiver, Arizona State. The only other one, it just depends on who Tennessee is enamored with. Nelson Aguilar, I really could see him being the guy here instead of Strong. But I don't know if, because they got burned on who Damian Williams, I think, came out of USC, and they got burned by him. So there it is, YouTube. Enjoy the draft, all 17 days of the draft. And then don't enter me in the contest, Mickey. I know I'm late. I want to get a draft video out. So take her easy, YouTube. She's easy. Take her twice.